Live today, YouTube is. Woohoo, I think we made it. All right, this is Lee. She has joined me on Voice Lessons with Monifa. She is somebody who wants more vocal confidence and singing in front of her congregation and also when sharing her lovely wisdom with the world and the possibility of working with her. So we are going to start at the beginning because that's how I roll. So
That's the very beginning.
yeah, exactly. You got her singer already. I'm done. We're good. All right. All right. So Lee, is anything you want to say that I didn't mention before we
No,
start?
other than thank you for having me, for offering this opportunity. It's exciting. I have
Oh,
no
you're
idea
so
what we're going to
welcome.
do, but it's exciting.
I know that's the fun part. We don't know yet, but that's the fun part. We get to find out. I feel like nobody knows what actually happens in a voice lesson. And it's very true because even when they share it online and stuff, they always like take exercises out. So they're trying to make it more efficient. But it is kind of scary. Like, what is it going to be like for me is the real question.
Yeah,
But it's different. That's why a lot of teachers, they can't tell you exactly because it's different for everybody, really. It depends. I always say that.
makes
It
sense. Yeah.
depends. It depends. It depends on where you are. It depends on what we're working on. It depends on how you're feeling today. It depends on a lot of things, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I bet.
So absolutely. So we're going to start with our breath outward all the way through the body. We're going to release all the air into the earth. So breathing all the way out. And then S's, help it get the rest air out and feel the muscles working for us. Breathing back in or just release. Breathing in from the earth to the lower belly and just feeling it below the belly button. And that usually tells me, oh, actually, lower back could have a little bit more space. My shoulders might be up here around my ears. Maybe they want a little more space. Breathing all the way out, we release that. Any tension from that or anything that wants more space, and just release what's making it all tight. Breathing back in from the earth to the lower belly, and let that energy move through and any new movements, any new stretches. Let that cycle continue, informing us of where the body is and helping us release anything heavy, undesired. And breathing in from the earth into the lower belly. Sometimes I do like a little hula hoop thing that let it move around all around the belly and the hips and even the well, about halfway up too. So how does that feel? Do you feel like you're getting some of that extra tension, the worry tension out? It's just actually a breath exercise, but it's also like a physiological exercise. It's also triggering the vagus nerve and calming down our nervous system. So I'm like, okay, if we can't depend on our brain not to be annoying, we can at least depend on our physiology.
Yep. Another thing I noticed, it also made me sit up straighter, like being aware of the breath in and out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I need more space to get that deep. I need more space to breathe out. And I think a lot of us don't think of that way because everybody's always telling us to breathe in. And then I was just talking to Wendy on another lesson. She was talking about how some people have anxiety just around somebody telling them to breathe in because of like the spaces, I guess, that's happened before.
Yeah.
So, and I know because it causes tension in me too. Like I just get super tight if I think breathe in first. I'm just like, you know, it's breathing on top of stale air. So as we breathe out, we get more of that body awareness just from being present, just from being calm, calms our brain too. That's where the nervous system pretty much starts. So it's a really great way to focus and bring energy and attention to the present situation. Yeah. And so when we have that, all that awareness, let's put it on some things. So we're going to notice how our belly moves when we breathe out, breathing all the way out. And notice all those other things that start moving on the S's, like, oh, did my pelvic just tilt? Did my lower back just stretch? What is happening, right? All these wonderful supportive muscles, and they have nothing to do with our face. Okay, so just a little caveat for later. So breathing all the way out. This is breathing back in. Now, what else are we noticing? Are we noticing anything around the vocal cords? So they are all the way down here. So I'm always pointing. Because we think they're up here in our face, that this is the tongue, this is the base of the tongue, right? But where the Adam apple would show up for those with them, it's right between here. That's the actual voice box, and the vocal cords are within that, right? And when they are relaxed and ready and available for acrobatic movements like singing, they like to be down here because it gives them the most space and openness and flexibility. That's where they're happy.
I think that's me dinging, and I'm gonna quit it.
Okay.
It's the app that I'm in. I'm sorry.
No worries. I didn't actually hear it, so we're good. So hopefully they won't hear it. So as we breathe out, bringing awareness here. And S's. Breathing back into the lower belly. Just notice, is there any stretchy, any movement, any warmth?
Movement. I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling, but movement works.
Yes, let's do it again. We're going to do that one more time. Breathing all the way out. And S's. And breathing back into the lower belly. There's a movement when we breathe all the way out, and there's a movement when we breathe all the way in. Actually, that is whenever we've gotten to the end or the breath in or the end of breath out. I don't know if it's the end, but it's towards the end. The cords come together. They just kind of flop together. What's weird about that is a lot of people think the vocal cords are on top of the trachea or on top of the breath way. And they're not. The trachea is actually behind it.
Okay.
So when we breathe out, the cords can be completely together and the air can still come through. Now they can't close all the way. And that's what we do when we lift a heavy box.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So what a lot of people notice, after they had any vocal cord damage during surgery or and that kind of thing, they have to retrain the muscles so that they can, until the cords regrow and can stretch again. Because when they can't close, it actually makes us run out of breath faster and not be able to lift heavy objects. We don't have because that's what creates the pressure to do the movement.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting? So our voices and our vocal cords and our bodies do all these interesting things. And the voice specifically, most of it's involuntary. It does it as a matter of survival, not necessarily as a matter of, you sounding pretty today. So whenever we try to make the voice do something, it's just like, we are run by involuntary muscles. Stop talking to us. So that's the muscles around the vocal cords are involuntary, and our diaphragm, which actually runs the breath, is involuntary. So we basically our intentions have to be what they are meant to do. The diaphragm is meant to help us breathe out. So that's where our attention and intention has to be. And it's the same thing with our voices. They are made by vowels, the vibration, and they are basically survival. It's for body function. We just talked about that. It's to keep us from choking. That's a big service. And there's also to communicate with others so that we can survive and amongst other peoples that don't know us in tribes, right? So those are the reasons that it'll activate. It'll activate if we are talking to communicate something important, or if if we're like trying to live. Like basically, that's how it's like, okay, I'm in full service now because we are living. Okay, breathing all the way out. I want you to just think ma and see if you feel anything different.
Think what?
Ma. Ah behind M is how I think of it. Ma. And just breathe out and just see how it feels to you. There you go. Yes, yes. So I'm going to do a really long M with lots and lots of ahs behind it. If you ever want to hum along, this would be a good intermediary step, right? If you ever want to hum along with the hymns, then you would just make sure you're saying all those vowels behind the M, and it'll be like loud enough that it'll be heard, but it won't be overwhelming with the mic either, right? If we have the vowel, that was a for me. If we have a vowel, we can feel it, we can hear it. It'll resonate in the microphone. If we don't have a vowel, we're doing something like, because we don't think we're saying anything, so we don't need a vowel. Have you ever heard that kind of hum? You're just like, what?
Okay.
Right? But if you go, see how loud that is? I'm going to show you how clear it actually comes across when the vowel is really clear. I'm going to go ah, eh, e, o, u, and just listen. Do you hear the change in sound?
I can't hear it, no.
Oh, I don't have my original sound on. Let me turn that on and we'll do it again. Do you hear the differences?
No.
So without me opening my mouth, you can already hear the differences in the vowel, right? That's how important they are. That's how important it is to just kind of know that it's not the face, it's the vocal cords, right? So when we do a ma this time, we're gonna give lots and lots of ahs. Ma, wherever it lands is fine.
Ma.
Yeah, you feel the belly wanting to kick in. So we want to be accessible. If you're too far forward, it's not going to be able to kick in to support you. Okay? Ma. When you're ready, I'm going to do it again.
Ma.
Yeah, you feel how lovely those vibrations are in the body? Like, I always say the voice is first for us, and then if we decide to, we can share it with others, right? So, like, we get to enjoy it too. Come on, right? So let's do some more. Ma. Just send in all the breath available. When you're ready.
Ma.
Yeah, so just keep those ahs coming and see what happens. Ma. Yeah, don't separate between the and the ah. So when we have that,
Okay.
it's all the same line. Ma. Yeah, it's the same movement. You see how you want to get in there and fix something? It's not your job. The body will fix it when it's ready. The body's going to make the sounds at once first, and then it'll let you make the other sounds. So if you find it doing something weird, just be like, oh, okay, I'm glad you got that sound. No, let's do this part again, right? Let's do some correlating sound. So when I play the sound, doesn't necessarily mean you have to hit it. It's just a reference, okay? No. And then back to the breath,
Ah.
earth. Yeah. No. Yeah, even more on the M. No. There you go. So from the very beginning, if we're trying to ease into it, we're going like the breath. It won't get there because the speed of the breath is the quality of sound that comes out. Period. So quality includes the note. So if we don't have enough breath moving, then there's no chance for the note to happen. That's just why we always start with breath. And
Okay.
how much breath do we want? Let's get a calculator. No, it's not going to work. Okay, so what do? We just let all the breath available out. Whatever's
Okay.
available, we let it out. Okay, so
Okay.
same way we're just breathing all the way out on the breath out. It's the same thing when we're making sound. No different. No.
Ah.
There you go. That's it. No.
Ah.
Good. No.
Ah.
Yeah. You see how you're waiting until it gets to the mouth to do something with it? It's too late. It's too
Okay.
late. It's too late. It's down here. Mm,
Ah.
yeah. You feel that? But it's also fabulous because you never have to really be uncertain if we're allowing that resonance to guide us, right? So if we're already then we can kind of assume that when we open our mouth it's going to be in the same area, right? No.
Ah.
That's it.
Ah.
Yeah. When you look at the video, if you get the courage to, then what you'll notice is that you'll go, ma. And when you open again, you try to restart. But if we use the same amount of speed of the air, amount of pressure, so don't change anything when we open our mouths, then the
Whoa.
body will jump up and support us where we are, right? But if we try to like go in two separate movements, then we're messing up the whole gig.
Dang.
The body's like, I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna go to sleep, right? So so we disconnect, and so we lose our sense of accuracy. Right? No.
Ah. I did it again. Ah.
Yeah. So the trick is, so what I would normally do is I just torture my student and we do breath out until this is a habit, right? That we're already all the way down when we breathe out. We're
Ah.
already all the way down when we start at M, right?
Okay.
No.
Ah.
Yeah, finish the breath, breathe into the lower belly. No.
Ah.
That's it. No.
Ah.
No.
Ah.
Yeah, I love it so much. So as you warm up, the body's getting what it's need, it's getting aligned. We're starting to figure out, oh, the body's going to do that. It's okay, right? So we let it do the things. And as we go, we just want to be even more allowing. And how do we be even more allowing? Everything comes from release. So we release to start fully through the sit bones into the floor. We release to stop back to breath through the floor into the earth. Okay? No.
Ah.
Yeah. No.
Ah.
Yeah. So next we're gonna do ah. Okay? So this is our chest voice characteristic sound, part of my method. And it's ah. It's ugly. Ah. Do that.
Ah.
Yeah, but you see how all the breath just goes and you just and that but we still stand up because we got our spines, you got our sit bones, you got it's already put together for us. You don't have to actually do all that stuff. The the floor, the earth, the floor, our feet, our spine will hold us up. Yeah, you don't have to do it for it. You tend to do this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Right, and the body's like, do I get to? Okay, I guess you got it. Right?
Yes,
So we want to
yep.
be all the way through the feet to the earth. Yeah. No. I'm sorry, we're doing something else, but start there.
Oh.
Yeah, just feeling the breath move through. And when we do
Ah.
ah,
Ah.
yeah, we don't even have to make it. We don't have to work hard to do this. Ah is naturally a strong sound. And so we're just seeing what the body does when we just let it be strong. Ah.
Ah.
You see how strong that is? The less we do, the more the voice gets to do what it wants to do. But if you keep telling it and, like it's like, I don't do it like that, you know?
Right. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so all we got to do is say the vowel and let the breath through. Ah.
Ah.
Yes, let's do this one. Ah.
Ah.
Good. Feel that belly rolling. Ah.
Ah.
Good job. Ah.
Ah.
Good. Ah.
Ah.
Good. Ah.
Ah.
Ah. Yeah, so that's interesting, right? It's like, oh, I didn't know we did that, right? So we're getting to know our voices. Most people that think they can't do the thing, it's because you don't know. We don't know how our voices work. We don't know how they respond. We don't know how they work,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
like any other skill in life, like we want to if we want to be able to do something, we have to put a little bit of time in. We got to get to know the process. We got to get to know like our application, what feels good to us. How does our body, our brain, our spirit do the thing, right?
Mhm.
So never like be like I can't sing. If you want to sing, then just be like, well, I'm still practicing that, or like I know
I'm
we all got to
learning
start somewhere,
how.
but you can sing. It's just a matter of like, well, I'm working on that, or I'm gonna work on that in 6 months, or I'm gonna but
Yep.
it's not a can't. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna do the other one is poo. Okay,
Say
so
it again.
wherever it lands is fine. Ooh, behind P, right?
P.
Ooh
Okay.
behind P. Poo. Good. Again. Poo. Yeah. So that was waiting till it gets behind the mouth before you go. Poo. Yeah. That's just timing. Let the body find it. Poo. There you go. Yeah, and the sooner you let all the breath out, the sooner it'll be what you think it's going to be. Yeah. So now we're running into our sound issue. Do you have audio settings on your device?
I must. I don't know where.
So if you hover where the microphone is, there's a little arrow.
Oh,
Do
on
you
that
have
one.
that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and then you will go to the last one on mine is audio
Audio
settings,
settings.
and then turn on original sound for musicians. It's in like the second or third bracket. If you
Oh,
don't have,
down
you
here.
see it
Original
behind
sound.
audio profile.
I found it.
All right, so you turn that on, you come back to our faces, and then hover at the top left of the Zoom meeting, and it'll pop up right next to the live button.
Oh, left. Original sound for musicians is
And
off.
then click it on.
Okay.
All right. What that's going to do is allow me to hear the resonance sounds, okay? Because otherwise the microphones think it's an echo and Zoom is like, no echo.
Okay.
So that's why they made a
You
button
don't
just for
know.
us. So
Cool.
as you go ooh behind P, poo. Yeah. Let's do this one. Poo, poo. Great. Unanimous. So that's how easily the body can find a note when you're not in the way. Okay?
Yeah,
So
I felt
it's,
that more on that one.
yeah,
That what I expected to happen, my body wasn't doing.
yeah,
Like the ooh was a whole lot shorter than I thought it would be.
yeah.
But yeah, I just let it happen.
That's perfect. I love that. I love letting it happen. Folks, go. Anybody who's smart enough to let it happen has some wisdom for you, okay? Go find Miss Lee, please. All right, so what we want to do next is just see what happens in the in betweens. We're gonna do so really the top three intention instructions the body needs to let you do the thing are breath. Breath is going out, right? Not up, out, right? And that the vowel's clear. So I'm clear on what I'm saying. I'm clear on what is intended to be heard, right? And then that's our communication piece, right? And then the rhythm. And in what time frame? In what time frame? So whenever we don't really give a time frame, we just like kind of what we did for our characteristic exercise warm-ups is we just like, a time frame and P. There's no requirements. We want to put as little requirements as possible when we're warming up because all of those requirements become tension when
Yep.
you're warming up, right? You want the body to find the stuff naturally and without us having to work for it. Okay?
Okay.
So the next one is rhythm. So we're going to do some bouncies, what I call bouncies, which are just ha-has. You can think of them like female Santa Claus, if that works for you. Then we can go with that. But I want some true, like, jovials here, you know? I want like some true, like, oh, this is mirthful. I don't know why I'm using such old words, but it works for me. I don't know. Ha 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 ha. It's the movement, okay? And think of it like that. It's a movement. Don't think about the notes. We're just doing some things on ah, okay? Ha 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 ha. Yeah. So that was a lot of H, which is just air, and not a lot of ahs. Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah. So as soon as we take the head out of the game, like again, after this, it's too late. There's nothing we get to intend after this that doesn't just mean tension for the body. Okay? So we can make our face do stuff, but it's just going to cause more tension and make everything hard, right? If we just think right here, ah, 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 ah. Say that for me.
Ah, 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 ah.
Yeah, I love it. Very clear. Just like that. Ah, 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 ah.
Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah? So again, we don't have to say the H. The H is just air. So we're already blowing lots of air. We did that from the beginning. So we just have to say the ah right where we know that rhythm is. Ah, 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 ah.
Ha, 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 ha.
Isn't that interesting? All right, we're going to do it again. And this time we're going to do 3 of those in a row.
Okay. Ha, 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 ha.
Good. Now I want you to laugh more.
All right.
Good. It really makes you happy when you do that. If you ever try it, like it really does. Good. To the earth. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So the next part is that we're always releasing back to the earth. Whenever we're done with the awe, whenever we're done with the sound, we just drop it back to the earth, right? Again. So good. Good. So good. Okay,
I could do
this
it
is
right
so
out that
good.
bouncing.
This is so good. Like you really have all the things. I mean, and that's true for everybody. I have yet to meet somebody who wants to sing who can't. You know, uh, and you know, if you think you're that person, come find me. Let's see if you're right. Okay. Because it's really just it's a natural function, and it's not just a natural function, it's a survival function. Literally your body believes that if it can't communicate, that it's not safe, which is a lot of times why like public speaking, that kind of thing is so terrifying for people, because essentially how we connect with our community is a direct line to our safety. Okay,
That makes sense.
so especially if we're saying things that maybe like traditionally, what do they call it, taboo or all of that kind of thing, then it's scary to do that in public when you know, being separated from your tribe or your community meant starvation. So that's like the body's way of like saying, okay, and no, we're not willing to put our survival up. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not willing to do that. So it
I
gives you a
never knew
lot of
that. That
fear and anxiety.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much. I mean, it's not the number one fear for no reason. It's not that you know, you people literally will pass out before, you know, being on stage for anything,
Yep.
and that's not just like, oh, what a coincidence, right? It is really like the body will really like literally knock you out because like, no, we're not doing that. That is too risky. So when we have the understanding and we're with the understanding, we're like, no, actually we do want to do this. I am on board with this. We are okay, we are safe, right? Like we have to kind of tell our bodies that, if we have any way with some kind of trauma around that experience. So what's going on with your voice, Lee, is that you have a really large range. And usually for a large range, that means that you also have a big voice. So what happens for a lot of women, and just in general, people around singing, is that the kind of the younger crowd gets more popular, and that sound is youthful. Right? That sound is youthful, it's easy, it's bright, it's way, I don't know how to say it, like all the ethereal things, right? It's so pleasant, right? And then we think pleasant is beautiful, right? And then like fitting a large voice into that textile, I don't know how to say it, like in that framework, right? It's big voices don't work that way. I'll just say it like that. And when you try to put a little voice dress on. I don't know how to say it. Like if we would try to put it in a cute dress, the big voice is like, so I can't move, I can't breathe, I can't. What do you want me to do? No, that right. And so what happens is like it's really easy to miss with the larger voice, because there's a lot more kind of available resonances, colors in the voice, soft to loud. There's a huge spectrum there, and as we add into that spectrum, it creates the exponential possibility for not the one you chose, like not the one you were thinking, right? And so it does take practice. With a larger voice, it takes practice to learn the body and to have enough learned experience to affect a precision and how some people would say control. But you know, we're never fully in control of our voices. That's why warming up is so important, because it's really just like getting in sync with the voice. It's not you, you know, getting warmed up. It's the voice. It's us getting in sync with the voice and the body, you know. And so then, and like I said, that's different every day. It depends on how much sleep you got last night. It depends if you're stressed over something. It depends on how much you've outputted for the day. All of those things play a big factor. So what I love, what I hope people walk away with at minimum is that we're not criticizing the voice for things that we haven't prepared for, right? And the voice is already fine. Like we just proved that. The voice knows where it wants to go. It's just a matter of like, are we allowing it, right? Some people will ask if they have pitch like matching problems, that they are hearing it correctly. And what I always tell them is like, if you heard it, then you've heard it correctly. There's no right way to hear.
Okay.
Right? And unless there's an actual disability there, then there's no problem. Like I went through a voice lesson with somebody who has hearing aids. But as long as she hears it, she's fine. And she sings in her choir, her church choir, right? So this is just like kind of we have been fed a lot of myths about voice and singing, that it's something, if you didn't come out the womb being able to do it, that you're screwed or something to this effect. But no, it's a gift for everybody. It's actually a gift of our human being. So in other words, it's part of just being human. And it's just a matter of how much are we practicing and allowing for it to show up for us, you know? Because the more we get to know it, the more possibilities show up. You have an extremely low register, which means that you have an extremely high register. That's just the automatic. You have a lot of flexibility in your voice. You know, that means you're staying healthy, you're staying aligned. That should keep you for the rest of your life. If you're like losing your voice and stuff, then you actually need to do some of this on a regular basis. More sighing, more breathing, that kind of thing, because you have a very healthy body overall. You don't need to suffer in that regard. You have a very strong system. So is there any questions you have for me?
No, I'll probably think of a bunch. This has been fun though.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Good.
I did, and I learned a lot. My goodness.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. That's what I like to hear. Well, you guys, if y'all have any questions for me, then please ask in the comments, especially for people who think that they can't sing because of something similar. Because what I run into is a lot of people with larger voices, and they think that because they're missing it, they can't sing. But it's not that. It's just that you do need some level of understanding before you can manage that large of an instrument, which is what it is. And yeah, so if you have any questions about that, please do find me, because we need strong voices in the world. Strengthen your voice means you have a vision to carry as well, and it's built in. It's built in to carry that vision. So yeah. So hopefully, those are the comments. We will talk later, and then we will see you on the next voice lesson.
Thank